Have you ever collapsed on your couch after a totally normal day, feeling like you just ran a brutal 42-kilometer marathon? You did not lift a single heavy box or do any intense physical labor today while sitting at your normal office desk. So why exactly does your brain feel completely out of battery, like a broken smartphone permanently stuck on just 1% power? The brutal truth is that it is not your physical body failing you, or a serious lack of deep, restorative night's sleep. Your mind is secretly running a highly toxic and invisible background app called the relentless and exhausting habit of people-pleasing. And this hidden psychological software is aggressively draining your daily cognitive energy far faster than you can possibly ever recharge it. To deeply understand this bizarre mental exhaustion, we have to travel straight back into the ancient biological wiring of your primitive mind. Millions of years ago, your human ancestors survived only by staying tightly connected and utterly loyal to their extremely small roaming tribe. If the group suddenly decided they did not like your behavior, you were immediately abandoned in the harsh wilderness to starve alone. Because of this harsh reality, your brain evolved to treat any social rejection as an immediate and fatal life or death threat. Fast forward to modern times, and that ancient biological survival switch inside your head is still permanently jammed in the on position. When someone leaves your casual text message on read, your brain literally perceives that silence as an absolute and fatal physical danger. You sit frozen, staring at the glowing screen, while your panicked nervous system floods your bloodstream with highly toxic, stress-inducing hormones. You constantly scan the room during every meeting, trying to rapidly read every tiny micro-expression on the faces of your coworkers. You loudly laugh at terrible jokes and completely suppress your true, honest opinions, just to safely maintain the illusion of perfect harmony. Modern corporate society has entirely hijacked this fragile biological survival instinct and aggressively weaponized it against your daily productivity and personal happiness. You are basically trapped permanently on an invisible and exhausting emotional treadmill, powered strictly by the temporary and meaningless applause of others. You desperately hand out massive, glowing chunks of your own vital brain energy to completely random, plastic toy animal coworkers around you. And in return for this massive cognitive sacrifice, they simply hand you a completely meaningless and cheap, tiny golden paper star token. You happily trade your deeply personal boundaries and ultimate mental peace for the fleeting and fragile perception of being a highly agreeable person. Eventually, you lose total sight of your own core identity as you painfully transform into a hollow mirror reflecting everyone else around you. This relentless daily hunt for external social validation acts as a massive, invisible parasite feeding directly on your precious and limited cognitive reserves. If you are completely tired of freely giving away your finite mental energy to random people who simply do not truly matter today, and you deeply want to finally take complete, permanent control of your own unique brain chemistry and highly effective daily psychological habits, hit that big subscribe button right now because we are going to meticulously and scientifically rewire your anxious mind together, starting right today. To understand why this mental exhaustion feels so paralyzing, we must look directly into the biological engine of your prefrontal cortex. Every single time you aggressively filter your true thoughts or force a polite fake smile, you burn precious and finite cognitive glucose. Even spending 20 minutes stressing over the exact friendly tone of a simple work email physically depletes your limited daily energy reserves. Imagine your prefrontal cortex as a highly sensitive, glowing energy tank, physically installed right behind your human forehead to process daily choices. Now, watch what happens when that glowing energy tank violently empties every single time a demanding smartphone screen suddenly lights up brightly. Your brain instantly treats every incoming digital notification as an absolute biological emergency, requiring an immediate and massive cognitive energy withdrawal. The tragic result is that by the time you finally get home, you are completely paralyzed by severe and exhausting decision fatigue. You have absolutely zero mental fuel left to make any meaningful, long-term decisions for your own deeply personal life goals. You are essentially trying to pour fresh water for everyone else out of a completely shattered and entirely dry glass pitcher. You have unknowingly handed the ultimate control of your daily biological energy directly over to the unpredictable and selfish moods of strangers. When you constantly prioritize the comfort of others over your own peace, your internal emotional alarm system completely stops functioning properly. This is exactly why you feel so profoundly empty and utterly lost, even when surrounded by a massive crowd of approving people. You simply cannot survive a modern, stressful life if you leave the front door of your precious brain wide open every day. The absolute only way to escape this exhausting cycle is to ruthlessly cut the heavy emotional cord to external human applause today. You must immediately deploy what top neuroscientists and behavioral experts call a highly effective and uncompromising daily attention quarantine survival protocol. Starting tomorrow morning, you must establish a rigid physical and temporal barrier for exactly the first 1 hour of your waking day. During this sacred morning hour, you must enforce a strict zone where absolutely zero external digital input or random human feedback is allowed. This critical period of pure cognitive silence allows your highly sensitive prefrontal cortex to properly stabilize and fully recharge its empty battery. By refusing to check messages early, you successfully block the chaotic world from loudly demanding your vital energy before you are ready. Next, you must aggressively shift your psychological mindset by performing a rapid internal ROI audit at the very end of your day. Stop desperately counting how many random people praised your work or liked your social media posts during the last 24 hours. Instead, you must physically write down exactly one decision you made today solely for your own internal and deeply personal reward. Celebrate that single selfish choice proudly, regardless of what your demanding coworkers or your loud family members thought about it at all. By intentionally shifting the ultimate ROI from their cheap clapping to your own personal growth, you will slowly restructure your brain chemistry, and you will finally transform your incredibly fragile mind into a truly bulletproof fortress, completely immune to all outside toxic noise.